for once, Angel Reese was actually picking on somebody her own size. Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47. I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith. All right. I'm not sure it would be even close.
Angel Reese just walked into the harshest reality check of her career, and it came courtesy of one player, NaLyssa Smith. You know that moment when the schoolyard bully finally meets someone who doesn't flinch? That was exactly the vibe during the Chicago Sky versus Dallas Wings game.
NaLyssa Smith was D'ing up Angel Reese pretty staunchly during this game.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, no.
The game, Charles.
Give me that. Jesus, dude. When NaLyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
Reese, who's developed a reputation this season for her aggressive style and in-your-face attitude, tried to bring that same energy against Smith. But this time, the script didn't play out the way she expected. Instead of backing down, Smith stood her ground, calm, collected, and completely unbothered.
The two of them getting into it. And by the way, this started off by NaLyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like, that is a given.
What followed was one of the most telling and humiliating moments of Reese's season, exposing a major crack in her tough girl persona. It all began with the kind of entrance we've come to expect from Reese. She stepped onto the court with swagger, wearing that signature smirk that's become her trademark.
Down around the rim, NaLyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejournay hit that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
The body language said it all. She was ready to intimidate, get physical, and rattle her opponents like she always does. And to be fair, it's a tactic that's worked for her. A lot of players fall for it. They hesitate. They pull back. But when Reese tried those same antics on NaLyssa Smith, the response was different from the very first glance. Smith met her stare not with fear or annoyance, but with composure.
When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened? What happened last year? Was it the Indiana Fever on the jersey? That made you go extra hard? Was it that other player on that team that was like, oh, that 22, oh, I really want to show her something? Is that what really made it? Because in these matchups against the Dallas Wings, you really haven't been anything special at all. Maybe NaLyssa Smith was tired of seeing her in a meme all offseason. NaLyssa's like, you know what? That next time I play her, I'm not going to let her cook me and do me like that.
There was a quiet confidence in her demeanor that Reese clearly didn't expect. The real spark came after Reese committed a blatant foul, a hard shove that would usually be enough to trigger a reaction. Most players might shoot a glare or jaw a little and let it go, but Smith, she wasn't going to ignore it. She had something to say, and she said it. Whatever she said clearly struck a nerve.
I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved, because my goodness, I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. NaLyssa Smith, I think she sort of believes she's a little bit more masculine, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, as far as flexing goes, we talked about this a little earlier. NaLyssa Smith showed her ass last night. She did. I mean, at 6 of 12 from the field, 27 minutes, 20 points, 3 blocked shots last night.
Because the shift in Reese's body language was immediate. Her shoulders squared, her jaw locked, and she started marching towards Smith like she was ready for a fight. But here's the twist. Smith didn't move an inch. She didn't flinch. She didn't even look fazed. While Reese puffed her chest and worked herself up, Smith remained rooted, like she was watching a performance she'd seen before. And that calm confidence? It wasn't just a show. It was a direct challenge to everything Reese was trying to do.
Angel Reese goes after shoving NaLyssa Smith. The two of them are getting into it. Arike is there trying to be peacemaker. Courtney Vandersloot immediately doesn't know what's going on. The two of them getting into it.
For the first time in a while, Reese's intimidation tactics fell flat. The crowd caught on fast. You could feel the energy in the building shift. Phones went up. Fans leaned in. Something real was happening, and everyone knew it. And this wasn't just a random clash between two players. Smith and Reese had a history, one that had been simmering under the surface since Reese entered the league.
You guys don't remember, like, even last season, the two of them were getting into it through the entire season. The two of them were getting into it, and you saw, literally, when the referees tried to break it up, you saw them just go like, don't. Like, the two of them want to get into it. And again, this is a rivalry.
Back when Smith was with the Indiana Fever, she had already shown signs that she wasn't impressed by Reese's act. But until now, those moments had been brief, quick exchanges that didn't gain much attention. This time, with a packed arena, national cameras, and a fed-up Smith, it all came to a head.
Showing that the other day was just a glimmer of hope that she had figured out how to start playing, as in only take 5 to 6 shots a game. Get rebounds, distribute the ball out to everybody out on the perimeter, and quit shooting the ball.
What made this moment feel like a turning point wasn't just the confrontation. It was the way Reese reacted when her usual tactics didn't work. Her confidence visibly deflated. She looked confused, almost disoriented, like someone who suddenly realized the rules of the game had changed. That psychological edge she depends on, it vanished. Smith, on the other hand, stayed icy cool. She didn't need to scream or flex. She let her presence do the talking. The referees predictably stepped in and issued double technical fouls.
She's reading plays, like NaLyssa Smith reading plays defensively.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice.
Oh.
How did Dejanay?
Angel Reese tries to intercept the pass, and then her and NaLyssa Smith start jawing at each other, start talking at each other. Start jawing at each other, start talking at each other.
But the real outcome wasn't in the box score. It was in the body language. As the players walked back to their benches, it was clear who had won the mental battle. Smith looked like she had just brushed off a minor inconvenience. Reese looked like someone who had just been humbled in the most public way possible. Even the commentators noticed, pointing out that Smith seemed more locked in, more focused, and more in control, both physically and mentally.
You're gonna let NaLyssa Smith talk to you like that, Angel? You gotta fight her, right? Isn't that what the pieces want? Angel, why are you just sitting behind your teammates? You gotta go fight that woman, Angel. You gotta go lion from the Wizard of... Put them all. Put them all. That's what you gotta do. Come on. Come on. This is another angle of their little dust-up that they encountered. Nice little baseline angle.
Reese, meanwhile, finished the night shooting 3 for 12 with only 4 points and 5 rebounds. By any metric, it was a rough outing. But this moment went deeper than just a bad shooting night. It signaled a broader issue, one that's been growing all season long. Players like Reese have built brands off of being bold.
In this game right here, if we don't remember, up until the point where the starters were taken out, Angel Reese had 4 points. She had 4 points, 5 rebounds. When NaLyssa Smith had 14 points. She had 14 points on Angel Reese versus Angel Reese's 4 in 19 minutes. They took her off, and it was a very, very comfortable win for the Indiana Fever, where Caitlin Clark, in fact, had 31 points, 12 assists on 14 shots. Jesus, post-Olympic break, Caitlin Clark was another level.
Brash and controversial. And while confidence isn't a crime, there's a fine line between passion and disruption. Smith drew that line. And when she did, she wasn't just standing up for herself. She was standing up for every player who's tired of the drama. You see, Smith wasn't just some random opponent Reese picked a fight with. She's a player with her own legacy, her own pride, and a history with the Indiana Fever.
Angel Reese playing like trash all game, but that confidence doesn't waver, I guess, right? The arrogance doesn't waver, right? We could miss layups, we can miss shots, but that confidence doesn't waver at all. I mean, look at this. Angel Reese, after going 3 for 12 on the night, at this point, she has a historic play where she elbows Dejanay out the way, and here we go. Move it, little girl. And yeah, Angel Reese talking that trash. Yeah, you guys can't stop me. I'm 4 for 13.
A franchise that has recently come under fire from Reese herself. The irony? Smith used to wear that same Fever jersey, and she's not the kind of player to let someone drag the organization through the mud without saying something. This game wasn't just about personal pride, it was about protecting the culture she believes in. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Smith had actually been outplayed by Reese earlier in the season, but instead of letting that loss define her, she studied, adjusted, and came back better.
You're not seeing Angel Reese chase after NaLyssa Smith here. This is one of those basketball fights where no basketball things where people chirp at each other and they don't jump up and run after the person. Like, you know it's a bit different on that one there. And
that's what true competitors do. They learn, they evolve, and they don't let themselves get distracted by the noise. Smith's defensive performance was stellar, reading plays, disrupting passes, and making Reese's night miserable on both ends of the court. She only needed 19 minutes to rack up 14 points and make a statement.
You know what's going to be funny one of these days? When none of her teammates try to get in the way of anything. Is she going to actually charge? Like, is Angel actually going to charge? One could say they're not in the way here, but she didn't. Oh, yeah, NaLyssa's standing there. Like, here. Oh, okay. Well, she got a teammate right here. Oh, this is interesting. Dejanay does come around right there. You saw her. She's kind of trying to say, hey, calm down, boo. Calm down.
Meanwhile, Reese was stuck trying to manufacture chaos while her actual game fell apart. Smith's no-nonsense approach was refreshing. She didn't need theatrics or social media drama to make her point. She let her play speak volumes. That probably annoyed Reese more than anything, because when you're used to throwing people off their game, and suddenly you run into someone who just isn't buying it, it shakes your whole identity. Reese was exposed, not just as a player having a bad night, but as someone whose mental tactics only work if her opponent lets them. And let's not pretend this is just about two players. This moment pulled the curtain back on a bigger issue within the WNBA. Confrontations, technical fouls, and escalating tension have been increasing across the league.
Through your perspective on the flagrant foul, what was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know? If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player.
Players now face suspensions after their 7th technical foul, and then more for every 2 after that. That policy didn't come from nowhere. It came because something is shifting in the culture of the game, and the league's response? Pretty underwhelming. Standard text for Smith and Reese. No real consequences. No deeper conversation. Just another line on the stat sheet. What message does that send? That it's fine to act out, as long as you keep it just short of a fight.
Many WNBA fans are calling out the referee problem.
The referees literally turned their back.
Caitlin Clark appears to be hunted every game. She deals with physicality that no other player in the league is dealing with. The WNBA not stepping in to protect their cash cow, their only draw, their only star, and this is the end result.
That calculated aggression is okay because it brings drama and attention? If that's the case, then the league is walking a dangerous line between entertainment and professionalism. And remember, it's not just the so-called villains getting caught up in this mess. Even players like Caitlin Clark, known for their discipline and focus, aren't immune. Earlier this season, Clark was hit with a flagrant foul call for what most considered routine contact. That's how heightened everything has become. The physicality, the scrutiny, the perception, it's all warped. There's a double standard forming, where the players who stick to basketball get overshadowed by the ones turning every play into a performance. The disciplinary system clearly isn't working. It's inconsistent, subjective, and frankly, ineffective. What one officiating crew considers aggressive, another might ignore.
The situation with Caitlyn and Angel shows that they hate each other. I think they just hate each other, period. I think they just hate each other in general. Like, I don't know, hate's a strong word. There is a 0% chance that Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark like each other. Like, I'm sorry. If you are Caitlyn Clark, if you are a person and you got blindsided by somebody and someone else jumped up and celebrated, you wouldn't like that person. If you lost the championship game and then after the game, not just someone chasing around you doing that, after the game they're on IG Live being like, this is for you. Instead of celebrating their win, they were taunting their opponent. You probably wouldn't like that person either.
That lack of uniformity means players can keep pushing boundaries without real consequences. And as long as that's the case, confrontations like the one between Smith and Reese will keep happening, taking attention away from the incredible talent on the floor. And that's the real tragedy. The WNBA has never been more stacked with skill, drive, and athleticism. But instead of headlines being about amazing performances, game winners, and team chemistry, too often the spotlight goes to conflict. Fans tune in to see elite athletes compete.
It's shocking.
Caitlyn Clark will be sidelined for at least 2 weeks
with a quad injury.
Footage has emerged how Caitlyn Clark got hurt.
He fouls her for the 4th time. It's cheating.
Caitlyn Clark is the driving force behind the interest in the Fever and the interest in the WNBA.
Rookie Caitlyn Clark was subject to several intentional fouls.
Not to watch glorified shouting matches. Every minute spent reviewing texts or breaking up face-offs is time stolen from the actual game. Right now, the WNBA is at a crossroads. It can either double down on professionalism and raise the bar for conduct, or continue to let theatrics and controversy define its image. Angel Reese's clash with NaLyssa Smith is more than a personal rivalry. It's a warning sign, a signal that the league needs to decide what it wants to be. NaLyssa Smith showed that it's possible to be intense, competitive, and dominant without being dramatic.
So the WNBA might as well just name Caitlyn Clark the MVP right now, because so far she's missed 2 games due to injury, and not only have the Fever lost both games, but now in this one, they lost to quite possibly the worst team in the league, which just shows how important of a piece she is to that team. She's averaging 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds a game this year in the 4 games she played. She is super important to that team, and it's proving it that she is the most valuable player on that team.
She proved that standing your ground doesn't have to mean escalating chaos. It can mean showing grace under pressure, keeping your cool, and letting your game speak. And if the league is paying attention, it should be looking to players like Smith, and yes, players like Caitlyn Clark, as the model for what women's professional basketball should be. As for Reese, she's got decisions to make. Keep playing the villain, or evolve into something more. Because the next time she tries to flex, she might find that more and more players are ready to push back, just like Smith did.